I'm not wishy-washy. This is my stance. If Jaden Ivey was in this organization, walking up to people, texting people, emailing people, making them uncomfortable, if he was doing that, hit the road. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Sammy Rigaud podcast. My name is Sammy Rigaud. If you're new here and the algorithm has brought you to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, turn your notification bell on, and like this video. Hey, yo, Jaden Ivey got the internet going crazy right in time for Easter. Those of you that don't know, he is a basketball player, and he went on Instagram Live, an NBA basketball player. He went on Instagram Live and started saying very strong religious opinions and mean things about the LGBTQ plus community, right? And including saying that the NBA's Pride Month, that stuff was wrong and unrighteous. Because of that, the team that he played for, Chicago Bulls, they cut him. They released him, and they said that this doesn't match what we stand for, and they cut him for conduct detrimental to the team. Now, I want you to watch the clip that first came out on Instagram Live. Watch this clip, and then, watch this. This is the main clip that's going around right now that kind of got him in a lot of this trouble. So look at this.
Right? The world can proclaim LGBTQ. Right? They proclaim Pride Month and the NBA. They proclaim it. They show it to the world. They say, come join us for Pride Month, to celebrate unrighteousness. They proclaim it. They proclaim it on the billboards. They proclaim it in the streets. Unrighteousness. So how is it that one can't speak righteousness? How is it one that how are they to say that this?
Okay, so that's the first clip. Now, to give you a timeline of Jaden Ivey, Jaden Ivey was dealing with injuries while he was in there, and he had knee issues. The Bulls said he was done for the season because of his knee. So his knee he has the injury, and they say he is out for the rest of the season. There's only about, 15 games left. Anyways, he started to go on Instagram Live a lot. Over the last several days, he reportedly, went on live, and you know how Instagram Live is. A lot of people start watching. A lot of people start commenting. A lot of his lives, if you even see through the notes, folks are just asking him for money. And in those lives, he started talking about his personal beliefs. He didn't have a Bulls jersey on. He didn't have Chicago. He flat out said that, these are his personal views, and he did that. And he made the comment that blew everything up, and he said, the NBA celebrates Pride, and he's not with it. He's not with it. And he says the NBA was promoting unrighteousness. A lot of people, are they don't care about it, but he says, I'm offended by this. I don't like this, right? So it seems as if he's gone through a conversion to Christianity, and he doesn't believe that they should promote it. Did he say anything hateful? That's up for discussion. To me personally, I don't think he said anything hateful. I think he said his beliefs. The same way somebody else can say their beliefs, he said his beliefs. He says that, that is unrighteous and whatnot on his Instagram Live. Anyways, I want to try not to have my bias stick to this. I want to be clear and just present to you what is happening, right? So he made the comment, and after that, on March 30th, the Chicago Bulls announced that they were waiving him for conduct detrimental to the team. So Chicago says they are going to cut him for conduct detrimental to the team. And after he got cut, he went on live again, and he said this. Check this out, right?
Conduct is detrimental to the team, right? Why didn't they just say, we don't agree with his stance on LGBTQ. Why didn't they say that? But how is it conduct detrimental to the team? What did I do to the team? What did I do to the players? I did nothing but practice with them, play with them, pass the ball to them, good teammate to them. Said good job, good shot. I said good job, good pass, way to play, bro. Right? I said these things to my teammates. Was never detrimental to them. So why is it that the NBA and the Chicago Bulls say that I'm detrimental to the team? How? Because I believe in the truth. Because I know Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. How? How is my conduct detrimental to the team? Because of what I believe. Because of what the truth is.
Okay. So he says this after he gets cut. And people online are saying that he said hateful things. People are saying that he wasn't just sharing faith, he was attacking the LGBTQ community. And the Bulls had every right to move on. There's another camp of people at the same time that are saying he's being punished for his beliefs and that he was speaking from his religion, and athletes should be able to say what they believe on their platform with their voice, and the team cut him because they didn't like the Christian stance. Another bunch of people who I'm starting to see are more popular. The comments are floating around that, he has been going through a lot, and now this is a mental health outburst, right? And this is what is going on. Like that he's, it's long live streams, repeated tone, saying a lot of them, having a lot of these recently, they're saying, this is an outburst. And I'm not a medical professional, so I can't speak to that one. So here are my thoughts. I don't think it is a mental health outburst. I don't think that. I also don't think that it is, he was saying anything hateful. My question would be, if they're saying this is conduct detrimental to the team, is somebody on the team gay? Is somebody on the team in the roster? Did he's, if he went out and he attacked somebody with this, like these kind of live, what he's saying on the live, he went up to a gay player and he said that, Jaden Ivey's wrong. If he went up to somebody on the staff, the owner, the people on the Bulls team, and he was being mean and bullying people and hatefully spreading his speech to people, Jaden Ivey, you're wrong. If he was attacking folks in the organization with these beliefs, that is detrimental to the team, yes. But if he's on IG Live saying what he feels and he believes in, and you cut him, I think the Bulls are wrong. I think the Bulls are wrong for that. I'm sorry. Like I said, if he was attacking folks, he was getting in people's faces, hey, you're wrong, you're going to hell, and he was making people uncomfortable, right? That is an HR problem. If he was attacking folks and making people uncomfortable, Jaden Ivey, you wrong for that. But if you are out there and you are saying what you believe in and people don't like it, I don't think that's a ground to be cut for. I really do. I don't think you should be waived for saying what you believe on your own time. If you're not hurting anybody, that's your belief. Right? I work at a school with a bunch of other teachers. If I come up here and I say the Miami Heat is the best team, that's my opinion. That's what I want to say. And if I come to work with my Miami Heat jersey, that's my thing. Cool. Now, if somebody's wearing the New York Knicks jersey and I don't like the Knicks, cool. You wear your jersey, I wear my jersey. We're all wearing our jersey. Now, if I am like, hey, the Knicks are terrible, they lose, and then I'm like in your face with it, I'm making the work environment hostile and uncomfortable for you, then I need to be reprimanded. So I always say, I'll say it again. If Jaden Ivey was making his workplace uncomfortable and he was attacking people, he was purposely attacking people, whether through email, in person, by wearing stuff in people's face, trying to, get a type of response from somebody, then, cut him and Oh, hey, get away. We don't need that kind of mindset. We don't. But if you were just on live and you were saying your beliefs, hey, Jaden Ivey, you might got to go sue. You might got to go defend yourself a little bit more than this. Take your time, get off live a little bit, go get you a good lawyer, and go and file a discrimination. Go and pursue that to the utmost, because as Christians in this country, right? I'm Christian. I have a set of beliefs that I have. Now, do I go around and I make people uncomfortable with my beliefs? Do I yell them from the mountaintop? No, but within a workplace, I don't do that. I do my best to coexist and respect everybody. I am, in fact, tolerant of everybody's beliefs, the same way I expect them to be tolerant of my beliefs. That's how it works. If I was to get fired because I am on sharing my beliefs about something and I'm not attacking anybody, and they just say that it is conduct detrimental to my staff or something, like, that's wrong, and I would pursue legal action. So I think Jaden Ivey should pursue legal action if he feels that. Now, if he was in there, I don't know, and we're going to find out more. This is fresh. This happened yesterday. Now, if this comes out and he was reckless and he was doing all kind of things, okay, like, you deserve it. But if you weren't, pursue legal action. I'll say this as well to end. Mark Jackson was let go for something very similar by the Golden State Warriors. We all know that story, that Mark Jackson was the coach. He believed in Steph Curry. He believed in Klay Thompson, the Splash Brothers. He did not want to break them up. He said that this duo, this tandem, along with Draymond Green, can get you far and win a championship. At the same time, Mark Jackson was holding Bible studies on staff. Mark Jackson was telling people and making the environment somewhat uncomfortable. And as much as I love Mark Jackson, and I believe a lot of what he believes in, I love Mark Jackson, I have to say, hey, you cannot make people uncomfortable in the workplace. That's what this country gives you, that right. You cannot do that. You cannot make people uncomfortable. And as much as I love Mark Jackson, and I think, he should be given more chances. That was a mistake. Cool. He should be given more chances. I kind of understand why people are hesitant. Now, a lot of these coaches, are they better than Mark Jackson? No, absolutely not. But since he was making people in the work environment uncomfortable, I get it. I really do. And my hope is that Mark Jackson can kind of understand the balance of how much of, you got to read the room, right? That's what we teach people. Read the room. We expect people to read the room. I would love Mark Jackson to get another shot coaching. Same way with Jaden Ivey. Now, you're injured. You weren't going to play. I think they just try. What I really think happened, they just try to say, hey, get rid of him. He's already a distraction. We might have gay people that work here and they feel offended by this live and they don't even want to see his face. On top of, he's not producing on the court. Get him out of here. And that's a slippery slope. Because if that's your stance to Chicago Bulls, if he did nothing and he could prove it, that he did nothing to make anybody feel uncomfortable, it's not an HR thing. Nobody in that locker room, nobody in that organization, nobody on the team, nobody in the medical staff, nobody. If nobody felt uncomfortable, if he didn't do anything to make people uncomfortable, they just didn't like what he said, Jaden Ivey about to get the bag off of y'all. He about to get the bag off of y'all. So, I have followed Jaden Ivey for a little bit. I hear the transformation in his voice. I hear what he's saying. And I'm not quick to throw people away. So I'm going to watch and see how this plays out. Because we're new here and this is fresh. And this is about to get crazy. My challenge to you in the comments, let me know first of all, what do you think of my stance on this? Because this is a stance. I'm making it clear. I'm not wishy-washy. This is my stance. My stance is that if Jaden Ivey was in this organization, walking up to people, texting people, emailing people, making them uncomfortable, if he was doing that, hey, hit the road. That's not why you're here. But if he just went online and he was saying his beliefs and you don't like them, you don't have the right to waive him. And I hope he does legal action. That's my stance on this. Y'all let me know in the comments, what do y'all think happened? And then what is your take on it? You let me know. Please don't argue. Respectful. Be respectful. And let me know. My name is Sammy Rigaud. This is the Sammy Rigaud podcast. God bless you.